I tried to stay out of politics, but can't do it completely. You Canadians out there, no doubt, know about the piano incident. Stephen Harper plays a Beatles song on piano next to Yo-Yo Ma, and he gets this positive attention. And if you watch that, if you actually watch Stephen Harper closely, he doesn't show any emotion, any feeling, any more than he ever does. And all the positive energy, the vibe that you get is actually from Yo-Yo Ma. It's not from him at all. I say this because the guy is so inhuman. I mean, he wants to cut the arts and everything. Doesn't like culture. Okay. Yes, he wants to suspend Parliament for 2 months. That's a 2-month extended vacation for Stephen Harper because he wants to watch the Winter Games. Well, I actually do like to watch the Winter Games myself. Not all of it, but some of it. I hate sports normally. But I do like the Winter Games. I don't exactly know why. I like the winter time. Anyway, yes, okay, he wants to watch the Winter Games, but he wants to take 2 months off to do it. We're paying this guy, I don't know how much exactly, but he's our Prime Minister. He's supposed to look after us. And we're in the middle of a recession here. Of course, the last time I heard, Stephen Harper was still saying that we're not in a recession. Everything's fine. This should be making a lot of people really, really pissed off. Okay, so what happens in these 2 months? Bills have to wait, and if it waits too long, they die, and they have to be. The whole process is going to start over again. So Parliament is really put on hold here for 2 months. If this goes through. From my understanding, this hasn't been approved yet. The Governor General is going to approve it. He'll know she's going to. And if she doesn't, well, he'll just fire her and pick a different Governor General. It doesn't work right. Prime Minister is not supposed to be like a president, but this guy certainly thinks he's like the King of Canada. And it isn't right, really, with the Governor General that she can be replaced by the Prime Minister. It shouldn't work that way. Parliament should actually be able to vote in someone else instead of the Prime Minister. Anyway. Yes, the torture of Afghanistan's Canadian government being aware of this, that our military in Afghanistan has been handing over prisoners to the Afghan government who have been tortured, and that the government's been aware of this and hasn't said anything. And just as this has become a heated subject, all of a sudden Harper says, well, I'm going to take an extended 2-month vacation to watch the Winter Olympics, and he plays the piano and now everything's okay or something. That's what he thinks anyway. It never ever stops with Harper. The environment, people are pissed off at him that we're supposed to be a leader in Canada and with the environment, or at least that's what our leaders have said. It's not really true. We really haven't taken initiative with the environment. The whole thing with Copenhagen. Now, I know that on YouTube a lot of people feel as though Copenhagen is some kind of evil conspiracy thing. I'm sure there's a whole lot of political agendas. Whenever there's any kind of political meeting or event, you have got all these different figures with all those different interests coming together, and that's the game. That's how it works. Everyone has their own interests. Global warming, yeah, it is happening to some extent. As I live in Canada, for obvious reasons, I may be more aware of ice caps melting and what's going on up in the north, and water levels rising, as I've lived next to the coast through most of my life. So but climate change has happened. It's always happened. It always will happen. And but there is some emergency. There is some reason to be concerned. And no doubt we are contributing to global warming with our pollution. But I know all about the Al Gore BS, that scheme of his. Things exaggerated and whatnot. But that is a problem and a concern to people who live way up north. Now, pollution is definitely an issue I have a problem with, which I've gone into a little bit before. But anyway, yes, Harper stage managed a photo op at Tim Hortons, instead of taking a role in Copenhagen, where Canada really should have been a leader, in my opinion, in this event and in these talks. We actually hardly did anything, and in fact, we were awarded the, what is it here? I have this written down. Oh yes, the Copenhagen Fossil of the Year Award, which is a bogus award, and basically it was given to us because, quote, we were the absolute worst contributor to the talks. Canada, the absolute worst contributor. That's shameful. And of course, healthcare issues are still left out in the open. I mean, healthcare system's getting bad, and it's so bad that a lot of Americans who don't want this socialist healthcare system in their country have been using Canada as an example of why they don't want it. Look at how it's not working for Canada. I mean, at one time we had what was considered one of the best, if not the best, healthcare system in the world, and now, you know, and it's just getting worse. Again, the main thing is right now is the recession. And in the middle of this recession, he's going to take another 2 months off just to watch the Olympics. He's a fascist, and he is a cold-hearted elitist. Not anything wrong with being an elitist necessarily. Some do good for the world, but this is the kind of elitist who doesn't care, doesn't understand about what it's like for everyone who's trying to struggle to get by and get through this thing. Controls the media, ministers, and the parties. Anyway, I've gone on about him before, but this just really annoys me, and this should anger Canadians all over, and seriously. It aggravates me that still it's being referred to, the Progressive Conservative Party is being referred to as the Conservatives for short. The Conservatives are being repressed in that party. Stephen Harper and his fellow Reformists are controlling the party. If it should be called anything for short, they should be called the Reformists, not the Conservatives. It just makes them sound better than they are. You know, I don't care for the Conservatives, but it's better than the Reformists. Anyway, I forget who it was who said, but I agree. Next time Stephen Harper plays a Beatles song, he should sing Yesterday. Some of the lyrics a little bit more suiting. Now I need a place to hide away. All my troubles seem so far away. True patriot love, dying under Harper's command.